According to this article, Hollywood Screenwriter explains how woke diversity hires will be out of a job under the new WGA deal. I would like to point out that I don't think wokeness is the main issue. I think it's a symptom, but the main issue has to be the fact that these studios are only interested in making money. And I know it sounds ridiculous in a way because all businesses try to make money. But, like, for example, I'm making a video game. And while I would like to make money or to even break even, I have a lot of passion in what I do. I genuinely want to create a product that is something that I would play as. And I believe that if it's something that I would play, then other people may play as well. So even though it is a business, and even though I have expenses and I need to pay people, my main concern, the primal concern that I have, is to make sure that it's a product that people enjoy and it's fun. And after that, if it happens to make money, that's great, but I will worry about it after launch. Like right now, my main concern is to make sure that the video game is great. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is how Hollywood views movies. I do not think that this is the mindset that they have. And there's several different reasons for it. Number one is the fact that movies costs incredibly, they're incredibly expensive to make. And because of that, the people who invest hundreds of millions of dollars into them want to know that they're going to get their investment back. So because of that, they're going to cut costs. They're going to hire people that may not be the best for the job. And they're hiding behind the umbrella of diversity in order to do it. But it's also the fact that they do not want to take risks. So they do not want to try new franchises. And instead, they are going to milk the same IP. They're going to milk the exact same intellectual properties. Because they think like that at least guarantees people are going to put their butts in seats. And this is why everything is a sequel, everything is a prequel or a spin-off. And most of the time, they just use the title of the IP. But then when you look at it, it's got nothing to do with the original. Completely disrespect of the original cast or the themes or the plot or the canon. And the reason they're doing this, again, like many people will say, well, it's wokeness. I'm not so sure. Because like when you're going to get a new writer and they want to prove themselves in the beginning, but then they're going to be like, well, I want to write about something else. I don't want to write Star Wars. I want to write about politics. I want to write about rich people stealing from the poor. I want to write about how war profiteers and capitalism bad. I want to write about that shit. So let's just like take a big detour from the story, go onto this casino-like planet, and have the action take place there so that I can write the stuff that I want. Now, of course, this has been done through the lens of wokeness, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the new people that are going to write are going to be decent. Until Hollywood stops making movies for cash, and they start making movies as an art form, as they used to, or for entertainment, I don't think that this problem will remain. But anyway, right, so you have this screenwriter, which recently asserted that woke diversity hires will be out of a job under the new minted deal. When he was asked, will there be less jobs for writers when you have guaranteed writer's room? He says that, well, this is one of the things I don't like in regards to the guaranteed writer's room, because you have compelled hiring. So basically, according to the new deal, they will have to hire like a minimum of, I think it's like 3 artists, based on the production value of the show. So you do have compelled hiring. Like, even though you can say, well, I can make this show with 1 artist or 2 artists, and by artists I mean writers, sorry. You will have to hire 3, because that's in the agreement. So you do have compelled hiring. But it looks like certain members in the union on the negotiating committee have turned that inside out a little bit for the benefit of the writers that know how to finish the script and maybe not push too much ideology there. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely some veteran writers that are drinking the Kool-Aid, but the vast majority of them, the ones that do preach this, are younger. And I've been learning through my colleagues that a lot of them have actually spent more time striking and spending time on social media than actually expanding their portfolio of scripts to pitch when the writer's strike is over. So basically what he is saying is that because of the new deal, Hollywood studios are going to now be interested in hiring artists that are experienced. And it turns out that most of the social justice woke types are very young, inexperienced, spend more time striking, and because of that, they don't have an interesting resume to show. So after comparing himself to his colleagues, he continues, so basically what we are seeing here from the youngings is that there's going to be possibly less opportunities for them, especially in something like the pre-greenlit or mini rooms. And there comes down to two factors that I can think right now. The first one is that the current NBA clearly defines that a showrunner has to be a union writer, so it can't be an internal executive producer like Kevin Feige. It also gives them a bit more power in who they select for the writing positions in the minimum staff mini rooms, and it says that whoever they select has to be approved by the company or the showrunner has to argue for them to be involved. So now in regards to these rooms, you have showrunners that would only, a real showrunner, a good showrunner is only going to hire writers that they are going to get value out of in this room. Which means that if you are a diversity hire and that's all you've got going on, you got no value as a showrunner, which means you are not going to get guaranteed hire over there. Now take into account like all of this is speculation. So, you know, we literally don't know. Because if you look at how speculation used to work up until now, no one would believe we would even reach in the position that we currently are. Like, no one would believe that comic books, which used to be so popular that everyone in the world would know who Superman is, would manage to get outsold by manga. Right? So, like, the situation that came here to this point is something that people couldn't have predicted. So I generally do not know if, you know, what the prediction from this showrunner comes is going to be true or not, even though it does make sense. But take into consideration that there was also something that I found very interesting in the deal that they signed. Apparently, studios aren't allowed to use AI, but the writers can. So, like, you as a studio can't use your AI, but you can hire a writer to use your AI, which leaves a lot of room for diversity hires. I mean, if you're going to hire a writer just so that you can use the AI, it means you can hire someone that you can pay a lot cheaper, and he will just be like, look, you're here, you're using the AI. Like, that's why we hired you. We don't care about anything else, right? And it's kind of implied. Like, they don't have to outright say it. So you still may have, like, room for woke ideologues to infiltrate these writing rooms. It is an interesting way that they're doing. I do assume, like, the writers, they're going to find some people that they work good with. So like if you're a talented writer, obviously you're going to want to work with other talented people, and you're going to make like a team. And if you're a bad writer, you're probably going to pick anyone that's willing to take you on. So yeah, it may actually work in the favor of good quality content. But we'll see. Again, it's very difficult to predict. And even then, it's going to take several years until we see the results from this, because making a movie is a very difficult endeavor, and it usually takes at least 2 or 3 years until the movie goes from being greenlit to all the way into the cinema. But anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.